Hey everyone, we got some more Epic 7 Masters content to go through. Earlier today, while I was sleeping basically, the round of 8 was played. I haven't watched it yet. I have basically no information on who goes through, who didn't go through. So I'm just as excited as you guys are, hopefully. So let's basically dive right in and we'll see the matches. Let me open up. I'll switch to desktop share, display capture. So these are the games today. Alibi versus Toshi Popo, Hazamare versus Elf Mage or Omega. Loki, most excited for this game, hoping that Elf Mage actually makes it through. That'd be great. Then we've got Magic Key versus Phantom and Tetsu versus Keith. Now, what I feel like is going to happen, that's just my opinion. I believe Toshi Popo can and should beat Alibi. I'm hoping that Elf Mage beats Hazamare, but Hazamare is actually really good at the game, so this is going to be the most skillful game, I hope. Then Magic Key versus Phantom, I believe Magic Key's just playing better. And Tetsu is just an all-around amazing player, so I believe that Tetsu is going to beat Keith. So that's my prediction for today. Let's skip right ahead to the games. There we are. So this is the prize pool. Champion gets 15k. Everybody who's in top 8 is secured 1k USD. Surely taxes won't cut half of this, but I know in Germany they would. But anyway, everybody congrats for your 1k USD guaranteed, and let's see who's going to get the 2.5k guaranteed. So the first game, or let's check out the tree where we're at in the tournament right now. So this is where we're at. Sadly, Sindri lost 3-0 or 0-3 to Phantom. But sometimes you're not that lucky, I suppose. So first game, we've got Toshi Popo versus Alibi. So let's check out the draft.
Unbannable.
Whoopsie. I forgot to mute. So, Alibi has Biblis, Ruel, and Furin, which is something that I've been playing lately as well. And it's super strong, and then follows this up with more tempo, especially huge tempo from Pirate Flan and Ahmed, just to boost up the Furin in this case, whereas Toshi Popo tries to counterforce this with DN, Arunka, and Prefect Aria, which is pretty good in this case. Also follows this up with Yulha. Yulha Aria is super toxic. I like this combo, it's super strong, and I always struggle against this. Let's see what his last pick is going to end up being. Is it actually Aki? I mean, Aki would make sense. He kind of hard counters the Furin pick, but he'd then be prompted to ban the Ruel, but we'll see what he ends up going for. I like the Renak pick, it's really good. Both banned Lady of the Scales, Toshi also banned Nodos, whereas Alibi banned her city, so nothing too surprising here. I believe Toshi bans, yeah, I was about to say, Renak was a force ban just as much as Pirate Flan. Pirate Flan is super strong. The tempo she provides is insane, especially when paired with Freeran. Freeran and Pirate Flan is just plain stupid, so to say, because you land bombs, you land burns, you provide swift attack to the entire party, you steal buffs. Pretty loaded kit, honestly. And what this means is that the Freeran will take a guaranteed second turn after as freeing, because 50% push. Then she gets the swift attack, which is another 50% CR push, meaning she just basically takes 2 turns, which is incredible tempo for your team. Now, granted, Ahmed does the same, so that's why Alibi opted for both Paraflan and Ahmed, so he can have 2 attacks worth of Freeran cover here. Very good damage. The Yulha though cuts because of her artifact. I believe she was on Secret Art Storm Sword, so she cut through the S2 and S3 from Ahmed, which is usually the case. We saw that the boss Arunka is on Crown of Glory. That's been the latest tech on boss Arunka, just to deny souls to the Frieren, because most of the time it will pick Boss Arunkel into Frieren, and having one more unit on Crown of Glory that is not LRK, because I feel like LRK has fallen off of the meta really strong. And Boss Arunkel is a very good substitute for Crown of Glory because she's tanky already. Alibi at 0 souls at this point, showing us the strength of Arya, Yolha yet again, also Crown of Glory, taking away lots of souls. And this most likely will cost Frieren her first life. Now she will come back. Oh, Frieren actually did survive. I guess Toshi has a similar in the end to mine, where she's not that high damage and more effectiveness, so you can actually strip stuff from the enemy team, which I like personally, but then you're kind of lacking oomph, but Toshi has enough oomph with that Arya pick. So Frieren slowly crawling back on the soul generation. She has her buff or magic buff back, magic bubble, I don't know what the correct name here is, I forgot, but Alibi is also back to 0 because Crown of Glory is that strong. Let's move on a bit because this is going to be just standard stuff. Everybody's going to try to whittle each other down. Here goes the Biblis. Alibi has revive left on Ruel, so Biblis is eventually going to come back. Although I would assume that Alibi is going to save the revive for Frieren, because Alibi can still very well win this game. He does not necessarily need the souls. It all comes down to, can Frieren survive long enough. Now, unluckily, I'd say for Alibi, the Arya is going to take a turn and most likely kill the Frieren here, because the first hit is going to remove enough souls on Frieren, and then the second one, because she has no more damage limit, is going to kill her. So let's see if Alibi opts for an S3 onto the Frieren just to keep her safe from the Arya damage. But that be, on the other hand, a kind of a waste. His Soulburns takes away all the souls, guaranteeing that Alibi is probably forced to S3 Frieren here. Okay, sacrifices the Frieren in this case. Yeah, because Ahmed has one more turn cooldown on S2 S3 combo. The Yolha is still 2 turns away from her S3, whereas Arya has her S3. Now he might go for Ruel S3. No, he goes for Ahmed. Okay, I can see that too. Taking away in the tempo. One could have, or he could have opted Toshi Popo. That is, could have also opted for S3 onto Ruel. Just proc her right away, get rid of her. That was a very good duel for Toshi in that case. He's going to deal some damage, and Frieren is going to die here to the S1. Yeah, to the S1 of Boss Arunkel. Now, Alibi is in quite a pickle here. He's very much behind. And from this point on, I don't believe that he can win necessarily. At least I don't see it, because Frieren is never going to do much here. Sure, granted, eventually the Yolha will die, and maybe that's his out on winning the game. We'll have to see. So, Yolha, though, passively healing up little by little. Oh, we are at... What frenzy are we at? Can we see frenzy somewhere? No, sadly not. I'd be curious to see, what frenzy we are on, because prior to hitting Frieren, Toshi was not able to land debuffs. Yolha now has a S3 ready. Arya also has a S3 ready after this turn, so Alibi is going to be left stranded with no souls. Oh, we had frenzy free. Yeah. 10% only though. This might kill the Yolha on the other hand. Let's see. It sure does. Maybe I was wrong, because now Alibi can just S2 the Frieren, and keep her alive for just a little bit longer. Yeah, I believe the Freon actually got this. Crazy. Red Freon, it's such a dumb combo. Like, the Freon has so much lasting power, even though she's at 0 souls. She was basically 0 souls for the entire game. But let's see. The Toshi isn't out of it yet. If he strips the Freon here, she's dead. Yep. There goes Freon once again. I would Soulburn here just for good measure and to keep the cooldown low on Arya. And now the Ruel is in kind of a pickle. She's 2 turns away from pressing buttons. And this gives Arya enough leeway to cycle into her buff. She will have enough souls to Soulburn yet again right after her attack. So this is a good Soulburn. Just whittle down the well, she is on idle shift, so she is going to cycle quickly. And I believe the Arya is going to not the Arya, but the Ruel is she actually gonna survive? Nah, I think Arya kills him. Ooh, Arya did not kill. The Freon comes back and then most likely cleans up the field. But then dies again right away. All right. Actually, I believe it's a mistake going for Ruel here. He should have gone for Freerin because Freerin has enough souls for her magic bubble again, and that way he could have just removed all the souls and killed off Freerin yet again. Actually, no. S2 is also ready. Yeah, Freerin actually won this. Crazy work. Oh, Freerin Ruel. Actually, this was a Ruel showcase, if anything. Yeah, from my point of view, I feel like Ahmed wasn't much of an issue. And in Toshi's case, I would have killed Ruel much sooner. The turn where he soulburned Arya S3 into Ahmed, I would have soulburned into Ruel just to keep her low HP, because as soon as Ruel dies, the entire sustain from Alibi falls apart, and then you can just whittle down the Sphere. Still a good game from both. As always, keep in mind these players are super nervous. It's round of 8. A lot of money is on the line. But let's go into the next game. Check out the drafts. And we see the classic. Well, it actually is classic because Alibi is going for high tempo aggro playstyle. Has a lot of lasting power with the Celine, and enough oomph with either Celine or Tori. In my opinion, Toshi probably is best to ban the Celine, because at the end of the day, Tori will die to the last 2, pick 4 and 5. I say Embellion are huge issues for Tori. And there's also the issue of Salome being a unit. So Alibi is facing an uphill battle, so to say. Now, on the other hand, Alibi has the speed advantage. I disagree with Toshi's ban here, but we'll see how it plays out. I do agree that Alibi banned correct. You realize that there is a chance of Tori getting banned, and then he just outright got rid of the Salome, because Salome's pass or S2 being able to copy the Celine and just revive the team, it is hugely annoying. Or you could copy, for example, the Iseria and deal huge amounts of damage to the team. So it was a good read on Alibamba's position. The speed tuning from Alibi, very well though. Looks incredible. Misses pushback. Actually, I believe the Sigrid was buff stat regardless, but Sigrid is not going to push back the Celine. She's behind Christie's ER, and it's safe to say that, yeah, she's probably at 300 or more ER, so there's no chance Lance that he's gonna break through that. Now, the Celine has 1 free soul burn. It's gonna be an empowered attack, and it's probably going to go into Ice Area, or ideally into Secret. Opt for the S3 though, which I guess works. I don't think he's in much danger here, because the Racist Secret will never be able to push back. But we'll see, I suppose. Sea Phantom getting out of fear right away, and that's a classic. Same for Luna. That's 240%, by the way. That's something. Some people are born lucky. Let me tell you that. Well, the Ice Area is gone from the field for sure now. Opts to go for Belian. Oh, the Euphine is on Aureus, so Toshi has even less damage than I thought he would have. Yeah, now the last attack is just going to go into Ice Area, I would assume. Yep, kills her off, and that's game over, because an Aureus Euphine does not win this game. So very clean win from Alibi here. Like I said, in Toshi's case, I would have banned the Celine. Celine is so much more dangerous than Tori is. He had more than enough units to deal with Tori, in my opinion. But maybe it was also just the Luna ban, because Luna is also super strong. Basically, Alibi outdrafted Toshi in this case. So, this is an interesting game. So, in Alibi's case, you just ban Renak and gain the upper hand in terms of CR. And Toshi is in a rough spot, because he kind of has to ban every unit on Alibi's side. On the other hand, Toshi has a lot of sustain with Ruel and Haste, but I feel like this is Alibi's game to take. Toshi does not have enough lasting power against especially RB. RB dealing increased damage to light units, so I'm expecting the Elenav to die rather quick. Now, interestingly enough, Alibi went for the ban on... Okay. All I'm gonna say is my Renak does not get outsped by A-Lots. And Renak's gone, so is Elenav. As expected, the damage from RB is just too much. Like, this unit did not need any of these buffs, and I don't think that Toshi survives DS3 here. Goes for DS2, soul burns for good measure, not saving souls for Epic 8 here. On the other hand, he does get injured by the Bellona, so I feel like he should have just Raw S3'd. It's unnecessary damage. Ra's taking a lot of injury damage here. I feel like just Raw S3 would have been more than enough. And more damage. But yeah, it was probably just for style points. Very well done. Alibi going through. My prediction was wrong, so to say. Alright, let's move on to the next game. We've got Hazamarai versus Elfmage. Let's skip right through to the picks and bans. So Elfmage going for Zero Cleave. A very good Zero Cleave in that case. Rel as the anchor. And then 3 high synergy units. Whereas Hazamarai goes for the good counter picks. RB is basically a force ban because RB hard. It's so dumb. This RB unit is so dumb that RB is able to win this fight solo. RB can literally solo the entire comp of Elfmage. It's so dumb. This unit is the dumbest unit I've seen in all the 5 years that I've been playing Epic 7 for. And I've seen a lot of dumb units. But RB, since the buff, it's just, I don't know. It's dumb beyond belief. So Elfmage has to ban RB. I hope he realizes that. And then we'll see how this goes. He bans the Sea Phantom. I'd never... If Hazamaray picks Sea Phantom, then you know he's going to ban Teiyu regardless. So you can leave up the Sea Phantom and just ban the RB and you're good to go. Because in that case, Hazamaray only has Genesis Ras left and you can win that. You easily win that game against just Genesis Ras. But yeah, it's nerfs, so I suppose Elfmate just was not sure whether to ban RB or Genesis Ras. But yeah, we'll see that RB is going to solo him. I don't know. I don't see a world in which Hazamaray loses this now. Well, unless he doesn't proc off the 50% of the crescent, because when I play against RB, that 50% always happens. Alright, goes for the copy of RB. Very good play by Elf. Yep, very nice, very nice. On the flip side, here comes Hazamaray's counter force, so to say. So he has freeze, and then it's going to be interesting to see whether Hazamaray is going to S1 or just raw S3 here. But I believe S1 is the better play just to get rid of the... okay, I guess. I mean, most of the team from Elfmage is dead here. Like, Hazamaray can just raw S3, it kills off everybody, and Ruel just comes back. And that's gonna be it. Oh, he opts for... I am not sure that this was the play from Hazamaray. Because what if the rest of the team also just wakes up? So far, Fear has been 0 for 3. 0 to 3. Everybody woke up immediately. So brings back the 0, probably to kill off the... Oh. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. On the other hand, it just gets stripped, and the S2 from RB is going to throw the seal back, and then RB can just revive again. Yep. Expected. Yep. And RB is going to do nasty things again. So I assume he's just gonna S1 again into the Sarme here. There's no point in this string because one unit is completely invincible. Yep, just this one. I would have probably killed the DN, but then again, RB is about to take a turn, so that works. There goes DN. One more turn cooldown on both buttons. And yeah, I don't think that Elfmage can win from this position. He does not have enough oomph on his team to deal with these 3 units. Maybe he needed something like Free Run that could have solved the issue. But yeah, RB is going to defeat the Ruel here. Ooh, or not. Or not. Elfmage is very tanky on his Ruel. I would probably just this 2. Yep. And this gets rid of Ruel. She comes back. Only has her S2 ready, meaning she's... I don't know if what's the name, strips here? Erases Sigurd strips. The damage limit is going to be a rough time for Elfmage. But it would appear that Hazamaray is very confident in stripping off the Ruel. I mean, at the end of the day, Ruel is still 1 full turn away from S3. And, oh yeah, it's so Jova. It's super Jova, oh boy. Oh, it's very well played by Hazamaray. I would have done a few plays differently, but I believe the outcome would have been the same. And yeah, that's what I meant, like, you just ban RB there, and your life is so much easier in Elf Mage's case. Sure, you have to deal with Sea Phantom boosting up the Genesis Ras, but I believe you have better outs in dealing with Sea Phantom Genesis Ras than you have versus RB in general. All right, let's move on to the next game. Hazamaray is tanking down tremendously. And yeah, the draft from Hazamaray is actually good. It's something that I use or do as well, but I don't pick Arwell. I don't find Arwell particularly good. I usually go for Estelle. Now, granted, Elf Mage took Estelle. On the other hand, since Hazamaray has absolute last pick, means he went second. So Elf Mage first picked the Renak, and I find it interesting that Hazamaray would pick Arwell over Estelle. I feel like Estelle plus May is super toxic and much stronger than Arwell, but at the end of the day, I don't think it makes much of a difference. I just personally prefer Estelle because she deals a lot of damage, whereas Arwell deals no damage. She has one stun every X turns, and that's pretty much all about it. But that's just nitpicking. I'm sure Hazamaray knows why he's picking Arwell over Estelle. But yeah, I mean, Hazamaray's draft is fantastic. He has so much protection for his Tori, and Elf Mage is banking a lot on his debuffers, and Tori does not really care about all these debuffs. And with Moondom on the field, the extra turn gimmick from Renak, so Renak is basically not allowed to S2 ever until Moondom is gone from the game. Oh, I saw that the Tori is on semi-photogenic, which means that Estelle's value kind of drops heavily. So in this case, he has to just draw as free. Probably goes, into Arwell. You kind of want to remove Arwell from the field very quickly. It's going to be very tough though, because Arwell is incredibly tanky. And the Maid Chloe also helps out tremendously by reducing the fixed damage from Renak. 20k HP Moondom. That's pretty good. Tori proccing off, cascade off of free buffs, I could never. But this Tori most likely is going to get rid of the Tenebria here. And then, or you could argue to go into Estelle, but personally I would, this is the play. We need the Oomph here, and we need Mate alive as well as Arwell. Now granted, I don't think that Arwell is going to live very long, and Arwell is going to be the first kill target here of Elf Mage, just so he can unlock actual damage for his team. Ooh, goes for the Tori. Renak stunned for one turn. Moondom taking a turn, and now it's Elf Mage is... Oh, I can actually see it. So you S1 here. Then Renak S1's into Tori, and then you have a non-zero chance to actually kill the Tori here, especially because Estelle is also taking a turn. Ooh, that stun is good. Now you could Elf Mage could technically just go for somebody else here. Soulburn the Estelle on maybe Arwell. That could be an option. I would have probably... I don't know. I don't know Elf Mage is built on the flan. But it was worth a try, yeah. It was a good shot. 32k Arwell, and that's with an injury. This unit, man. Alright, Hazamare still keeping at it. This story is buff stacked. Holy, look at the amount of buffs. That's wild. So she's gonna proc Cascade guaranteed every single turn. Well, Elf Mage still in a pickle. Renak without Pilfer stacks is just... It's just so... It feels so bad. Let's put it that way. Alright, he still goes for it, removes the revives from Mate. Also gets rid of all the skill nullifier effects, which was kind of nice. But still... I don't think that Elf Mage can win this. This ROL is just too tanky. And she has revive buff. And this Tori is just going to town on Estelle now. It's gonna be a lot of damage. The only out here is that Elf Mage counters with Estelle and hits. He didn't. Ah, damn, unlucky. Yeah, Hazamare story has 5 buffs, so the next Cascade is also guaranteed. And then he stuns the Estelle. Oh boy, Elf Mage is not having a good time, yeah. Also lands the sleep. Oh boy, Hazamare is kind of styling on Elf Mage right now. Yeah, Elf Mage gives up. This game is unwinnable. Oh boy. The power of Arwell, I guess. Alright, so let's see the next draft. Elf Mage going for Cleave. Anchoring both the Freeran. Oh, no, anchoring with Rel and Freeran as main DPS, whereas Hazamare hopes to outspeed with his flip model. But again, we are fighting RB. Now, granted, in this case, RB versus Freeran, the RB will always lose. But still, I would have probably banned the RB. But then again, it's Hazamare, he's probably 10 out of 5 speed, so banning the speed imprint, not the worst idea. Yeah, it was a good idea to ban the speed imprint because the top model is on 98 CR, so she would have outspent. So that was a good call by Elf Mage in this case. Let's see. Oh, he boosted up the Vildred. Interesting choice. Oh my god, that's so much damage. But he does not kill the Yulha. I mean, it's still fine. Elf Mage wins this. There is no world in which Freeran loses this game. This goes into nothing, basically. Yulha brings back 1, which is the flop model, sure. But yeah, Elf Mage is going to win this. Very nice. Cleave Mage got this. Alright, let's check out game number 4. Elf Mage. Oh, we've got a Pirate Plan game. On the other hand, Hazamare once again picks his super tanky Arwell, protects the Celine with not just Arwell, but also with Christy and Elena. So what do you do in Elf Mage's case here? It's a tough spot. If it were me, I would ban Christy here. And as Hazamare, I would most likely ban the Veronica. So let's see if these two have the same thought process as me. I hope that Elf Mage banned Christy, because that's his out in winning this game. You don't necessarily care about Elena, but you really do care about Christy's ER. So Hazamare still thinking on whom to ban. Okay. I don't agree with Hazamare's Renak ban, but Elfmage did ban correctly. And now I feel like Elfmage should win this. I truly believe that Elfmage should win this game. Alright, Elfmage's Pyriflan is super fast, we know that. And if she lands here, she's gonna take all these buffs away. And I would just S3. There's no reason to not S3 here. Okay. Oh yeah, true. It's a good play from Elf to Soulburn this one to proc. Yeah, that was a fantastic play. And now he gets 3 turns of Immortal. Yeah, if he steals, that is. Very good. Now he gains Swift Attack on his units. Incredible. And now he can actually just try to kill off the Selene. If he lands a second bomb here on Selene, I think that Elfmage is good to go. I don't know. I disagree going for Arwell here. Yeah, that's why. Because we saw that the Arwell has a lot of ER. So naturally, I would have gone for Selene. Because I'm super convinced that Selene is going to die off of 2 bombs. And the burns from SBA here. Yeah, it was for sure spraying the Selene there. Well, the stun sticks, which is very good for Elfmage, I guess. And who do we attack here? I guess you should still always attack. Well, actually, if he's S1 onto Selene, he steals the ER buff because it's the leftmost buff. Yeah, tries again on Arwell because invincibility is leftmost. But still, Elfmage wins this. Genesis Ras is next to move. He can just seal off the Selene, and then it's just DN versus the world, and DN can win this game. Okay. Selene gets a fat shield here. But it should be fine ultimately. Tries to stun. Oh, did stun the Pyriflan. Selene dies here for I was about to say for sure, but I'm not so sure anymore. Surely Ras kills, no? No way the Selene is tanky enough. Yeah, okay. I was worried for a second. Yeah, Elfmage has got this. The DN will never win against the team from Elfmage. And now Elfmage has all the time in the world to get rid of the Arwell. She's obviously an holy sacrifice. You don't hate Arwell enough, I guess. But yeah, let's move along a little bit. And now it's just Genesis Ras versus these two. And the second Genesis Ras has his S3 ready, which is going to be next turn. S1 from Elfmage, classic. DN. Oh, DN has the opportunity to refresh her 3-turn immortality. Yep. Ooh, Elfmage needs to die here in order to... Okay, he did. Perfect. So he's full HP. Arwell has S3. Oh boy, Elfmage actually might lose this, huh? Holy. Yeah, Hazamari won. I did not see that coming. I'll be honest. That's wild. That's actually wild. Alright, let's move along to the next game. Which is going to be Phantom versus Magic Key. Let's check out the draft. Her City versus Aggro / Cleave. Depends on what Phantom picks last. I like Magic Key's lineup, by the way. It's very nice. Aki is a good pick. Let's see if it works out though, because Aki into Biblis is always iffy, but he gets bad anyways. Just judging by the draft, I feel like that Magic Key should win this. Especially because we also already saw what the Real plus Freeran comp can do, so let's find out. Lidica taking first turn. No Soulburn, but lands basically everything. Loki surprised the Balian resisted. Maybe it's a tank Balian, that would make sense. Going off by the CR bar, yeah, I believe this could be a tanky high ER Balian and not on Freya. Yeah, it is Aureus Balian. Alright, we're boosting up the area here. Then probably just kill off the Biblis, because she's just broken. Yep. 32k damage through Aureus. That's quite a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if Freeran survived here though. It's just that Balian's Aureus is pretty strong, or Aureus in general is pretty strong. But yeah, Aurea takes another turn, this cleans up the Freeran, and then Magic Key is playing from behind. And I'm not quite sure whether it's actually that necessary to keep playing this out, because I just don't see Magic Key winning from this position. But then again, I've been wrong the other time. Maybe Magic Key Royal plus Freeran can make this work. We never know. But we are about to find out. So naturally, you bring back the Freeran here. Because Freeran should be next on the CR bar. At least I believe she was kinda high up. Yep. I kind of disagree with Esfring here, because Yulaha is going to cleanse the provoke. And she now has the opportunity to kill off the Freeran again through bleeds, if she lands both, that is. Because Yulha does hit quite hard. Yep, goes for it. Yeah, actually I don't think 2 bleeds would have been enough. On the other hand, Phantom just is once interfering here. This removes the magic bubble, and then the extra attack should kill off the Freeran. Defensive magic. Oh, she had enough left. Unlucky for Phantom. Okay, I'm starting to be a firm believer of Freeran plus Ruel. This is just disgusting. Like, how does this work every single time? It's unreal. Because as Magic Key, you just S2 the Freeran here? I would have S2 the Freeran, honestly. But then again, does it really matter? Arya is not fast enough. Yeah. My god, I'm playing this combo myself, and I'm winning a lot with it. I'm currently 12-3 with Freeran from the last 20-ish games or so. I checked earlier today on my E7GG. So, yeah, I should have known better that this Freeran is just, or the Freeran Rel combo is just not balanced. Alright, second game. Phantom also going for the Arwell attack, but he protects Arwell on Bantrot, while also going for the evasion angle. Whereas Magic Key, his draft is low-key all over the place, but I really like the DJ Cringe, DJB, the Bazaar attack against Overwhelm, because that means the Tori is going to take a lot of damage because um, Bazaar has barrier inversion, meaning all the barrier strength that he has, the Phantom that is, it gets inverted. So when you have a 5k barrier, that 5k barrier suddenly means you take 5k damage. And interestingly enough, he still bans the Tori, even though he has the hard counter to Tori with Bazaar. I personally would have just banned the racist Sigrid here because she is more dangerous to the draft. But I still think that RB might just win this, even though Phantom has a Briar Witch. So, Magic Key is in a pickle because Phantom is buff stacked, meaning he cannot push back the Arterwell. He also cannot push back the racist Sigrid, meaning both of them will get their turns. Granted, he can at least push back and fear the Briar, but that's about it. Yep. And now it's time to reverse the roles, and let's hope that DJB has enough ER to resist the ES3 from Secret here. He is 20k HP, so maybe not that high ER. Yeah, not bad. The barrier inversion here, just... I would have barrier inversioned, honestly. Ooh, Briar staying feared, which is very, very nice. No matter what you oh, he does not opt for the seal on... Oh my god, he missed. Setsuka still having 20% evasion because of her artifact is always so infuriating. But at least she sealed. Honestly, I would have probably sealed the Briar. Because there's still a non-zero chance that RB just might die. So, yeah, we'll have to see how this works out. Basically, this is Magic Key playing for higher rolls. And that Briar Witch is staying in the fear for one more turn. Alright, do we barrier inversion right now? Yep, pushing the team back, dispelling most of the buffs as well, which is very nice. And now he has a chance to stun them. He lands the stun, it's unreal. It's only, I believe, 40% chance, by the way, to stun on the S1 with DJ Cringe, and that's why I hated this unit with a passion. Yep, Magic Key, high rolling fear on Briar, but Setsuka gets out. Now she is able to blind the team. Let's see, surely you try to kill the, what's her name, the racist here. Double miss, unlucky. S1s. Ooh, very nice. Oh god. What is 70%? And that's why I would have sealed the Briar. Because you always have to consider the fact that even though you might have 70 or 90% evasion on RB, it is not 100. There's always a chance of getting hit, and Magic Key got punished for his greed. Sure, the enemy team having 30% evasion is annoying, without a doubt. I still believe that RB being alive is always going to be beneficial. And now Phantom is in an incredibly good spot here. Yeah, funnily enough, the Briar also got his Arwell killed, which again, Magic Key sealed off the Phantom. No, Briar, this would not have happened. But Briar dies here for sure. You need to keep. You need her gone, just so. Well, that's a good play. And now you're just as free, and ideally you don't get 20% hit on Setsuka and then just win out the game. He did in fact not get 20% in, and Magic Key wins the game. Um, IMO, I'm still a firm believer of just sealing off the Briar. But then again, I don't think at the end of the day would have mattered much. And Magic Key played this well and won the game accordingly. All right, let's move on to the third game. We've got Heavy Tank Down on Magic Key's side versus Heavy Debuffs on Phantom's side. This looks like an exciting draft. Naturally, Teiyu gets banned as well as Well gets banned just to get rid of the sustain. It's going to be interesting who's in the front row for Magic Key. Me personally, I would put Estelle onto the front because Estelle countering with Iseria adds so much damage and I love it. It's so strong. All right, let's see how this goes. He puts Dilibet into the front. Interesting choice. I guess he just wants the death breaks. Let's see. Dilibet is not fast enough, so she most likely gets pushed back here. Yep. And with all these debuffs, she won't be back soon enough. Yeah. On her, actually, maybe she pushes enough. No, she does not. Oh my god, that's gonna be so much damage now from Strays. Will he kill the Iseria though? No, he does not. But he will kill Iseria now, that's for sure. Alright, Dilibet goes, but everybody has skill null, so it's looking kinda grim, and I believe Phantom won this. Yeah, in Fury, Dilibet always sounds like a good idea into these debuff heavy comps. And then you see games like these and you're like, maybe Dilibet just isn't it. I feel like Dilibet could use an EE or a buff to her passive, which increases her CR gain when you have 100 focus, because I believe it's 40% or so. Let me quickly check in the game how much it actually is. I feel like it's only 40% if I'm not totally misremembering it. Yeah, it's 40%, and I don't think it's enough. It should be maybe 50, maybe 60, just so she actually can get turns. All right, so we're getting it. Game 4. Magic Key needs one more win to make it through to the round of 4. Phantom will have to deal with Zeocleave. At least Phantom cannot be soul burned, which is probably an upside for him right here. Is Setsuka available? Yes, Setsuka technically is available, and she'd be a force ban for Magic Key. Moondom, but what does Moondom do here? Moondom is not a good pick. Now, Magic Key can just ban out the Flan or the Payra, and then it's basically over. Why would he? I don't understand. The only unit with an extra turn is DDR, and nothing forces Magic Key to press S2 here. I highly disagree, because even if DDR is on Queen's Whistle, the RB surely has more attack than Zeo. So Queen's Whistle won't proc off of Zeo. So there's literally no reason to ban a Moondom, and he could have just went with Payra or Flan. Alright. Well, you only have one real choice to push back, and that is to Carly. Interesting choice, though. He has one. So yes, Trace hopes to push the team back so DDR can press S2 S3 S2. He does get it, okay. And if he lands full sleep, the only really important sleep is on Flan. If he lands that, Magic Key wins. Oh, he lands 8 out of 8. Straight up, yeah, Magic Key wins this. He doesn't even need Soulburn. Basically everything dies here. Yep. That was a clean cleave. I guess he didn't need it. He didn't need the Mundum. And yeah, he didn't need to ban the Flan. Yeah, okay, I can see why he didn't. More experienced keeper than I am, for sure. I don't cleave that often. So yeah, very well done by Magic Key. Clean 3-1. And that leads us to the last game, which is Tetsu versus Keith. So here we go. Tetsu, super versatile, can play aggro, can play tank down, he's got it all. And yeah, he goes for RB5, meaning Tetsu's already quite ahead here. Judging by the draft, Tetsu probably bans Arcades, so she cannot push up the Celine. Yeah. You ban the Arcades, and as long as Dien gets through the draft, you have the upper side. And then I believe that Keith is going to ban the Dien, because Dien is too strong here. Okay. Oh, Tetsu banned out in the top model. Interesting. I mean, yeah, sure, top model would have one-shot the Ruel, or maybe even the RB. And now it's just basically Celine versus the world, and I believe that Renak wins this straight up on the second S3 at the very latest. Right, Renak S2, S3. The Arcades will move and push up the Celine though, and Celine gets to do a lot of damage because she's going to have at least one buff, meaning she can Soulburn once. And potentially Keith is going to try to kill the Salome here. That's my guess, because Salome could then copy the... It goes for Ruel. Yeah, I don't think that was the play. He had to tell the Salome here. And this is a very awkward spot. And I believe Keith also misplayed here, because if you look at the CR bar, Yilma is about to move next. So you kill the Ruel here, Ruel does whatever, then you can just push back up the Celine, so she takes another turn. Then it has 3, which basically has the same effect. Alright. I don't think that Tetsu needs... Yeah, I was about to say he doesn't necessarily need to press S2 or S3 here with Salome. There's no benefit in doing anything. Everything's immortal. Buffs. He cannot collapse the Runka, so S1 was just a play, yeah. On the other hand, Salome is now death broken, so Celine can technically get rid of her. Do you press S3 here with RB? Okay, he does. Celine counters. This is a very, very squishy RB. Ooh, that means that Celine is going to kill the RB. Actually, no, because she's going to be one turn off here. I think the... Oh, he doesn't have Soulburn either. Let's see. There is a point in superhumaning the Celine just so she could lap. But for sure he kills the Salome here. Yeah. Expected. Now you push up the Celine. Yeah, you push the Celine, The Celine kills the RB. Then she'll have her S3 ready, then the S3, and RB wastes a turn, essentially. That's the play you make here. So now he soulburns into RB, 100%. Yep. You kill on the miss, and then you S3 once again, and it's GG. RB wastes a turn. And your entire team is super safe as well, because the enemy team, Tetsu is going to take a turn now, waste all his damage into immortality. The Celine is also going to counter the RB here unless he only S once, but then there's still a 33% chance of the secondary hit landing on Celine. Opts for the S3, so his RB is going to take quite a lot of damage. We know from his first attack that this is going to hurt and bring him down to very, very low HP. She cuts, so there's merit to be made to just S1. So, yeah, or that works. Yeah, that works. And this looks kind of grim for Tetsu here. Celine has enough souls to soulburn once again. Renak has S2 and S3 combo ready next turn. Ruel probably brings back the Sarome, so Sarome can copy the Ruel and then bring back RB. Yep. Expected, and now Keith. Why does it look like Tetsu is still going to win? Why does it look like such a disgusting game? But then again, it's just Salome Ruel combo. When you play it right, oh, ballsy play, but he guarantees to kill 2 units now. 3, no, 2. Oh, Yoha survived. But then again, the Renak is about to move and she has S2, S3 ready. So Yoha is guaranteed dead. Renak is protected, and that also applies to yeah, Tetsu wins this. This is crazy. This is very well played by Tetsu too. I mean, basically he was on autopilot. There wasn't, other than turn 1, there wasn't much of a choice and what Tetsu could have done here. But still, yeah. Keith has way too many downturns. He's still 1 turn off, and yeah, Renok's gonna move, and he can just soulburn the S3, or does this one, or anything works. Yeah, very clean by Tetsu. Very well done. Alright, let's see. Tetsu goes for Lure, whereas Keith has a lot of souls and Lyrica. So let's see how this plays out. Keith's draft is really strong, I'll be honest. And as long as Tetsu does not... Tetsu kind of has to ban Freerun, so Keith has to put in... Okay. The thing is, Keith doesn't need the souls on Freerun, so he's still super fine to just soulburn as to the Lyrica hero. That is if he outspeeds, obviously. But if the Lua outspeeds, then Tetsu wins basically on the spot. Okay, so we soulburn here. He has to. And I hope he realizes that. Goes for the huge greed play. Okay. Gifted pen. Nice attack. I like it. Lands on the lure. Lure stays in fear. Yeah, looks like Keith wins this. And now he can get rid of... Yeah. Tetsu immediately taps out. Alright. Alright, we see another Cleave versus Aggro comp. Tetsu going for first turn prio, very confident in his Renak outspeeding the top model. Now Keith can opt for a second speed imprint just to make sure he has the potential upside of outspeeding the Renak. Let's see if he opts for a speed imprint though. Aniki, I don't know. Aniki doesn't work here. Vildred, yeah. As expected, picks another speed imprint, and now, especially ever since top model got her buff, and he with the 10 speed, it might look up. It might look well for Keith. So let's see. I'm pretty sure that Keith is going to ban Setsuka or well. Okay, so we are banking on the fact that we don't miss. And that... I mean, it's the high roll play. I understand that from a legend player's perspective that you remove the unit that could actually be a huge issue, which is Bright Zinnia in this case. But that leaves you playing against odds, and I don't like being 30% or at the mercy of 30%. So let's see. If he misses here, he loses the game straight up. He hits. I guess that's how you become legendary. You just don't miss. On the other hand, this game is not over yet. He missed on Sarome. He also missed on Setsuka, apparently. And, yeah. So unless Sarome is not on Sweet Miracle, and she 100% will be on Sweet Miracle, she can just copy the Yoha, bring back the Renak, or bring back the Ruel to bring back the Renak, and then the tables turn. Or you just copy... Yeah, I was about to say you could also just copy the Corley and reverse cleave him. That would probably also work. Actually, he can't bring back Rueli. He just got extincted. So he brings back Renak. And Renak with superhuman S3 is going to deal nasty amounts of damage because her S3 scales off of speed. Yeah, Tetsu wins because Keith just taps out. Yeah, very well done. Alright. Potentially last game, fourth game. Keith going for another cleave round. Tetsu just tanking it down, picking the Iceria basically as a force ban, because Iceria beats the entire comp of Keith. Especially behind Christie. So as Tetsu, you probably ban Brass, I'd say. Or a cut. Probably a cut though. Just so your Celine has the potential to do something. Bans the racist. Okay, I see. I can understand. I hate racist Sigrid too. She's just super annoying to play against. I have a feeling that Tetsu is going to win this. You put the Celine in the front, protect the Iceria with Christie, and then it's just a GG, no? You could also make the case in protecting Celine. Yeah, I was about to say that also works. Oh, he puts the Sea Phantom in the front so she can potentially Death Break, and but then again, yeah, I guess there was no better unit to put in the front. And I'm sure the Thief item is on the Awakened Leaf artifact, so she pushes the back draw. Ooh. Iseria died, and that's through her 70% mitigation. Not too shabby. Wait. If he's on the 50% CR boost, RD, EE, he kills. Yeah, okay, he's not, but I believe that kills as well. Well done, Keith. We got a 5th game here. I did not expect Tetsu vs. Keith to be this close. Keith actually is showing us what's up. Alright, we've got another Tori game. Tori protected by only Ruel. That is a little bit iffy, I would say. You usually want 2 sides of protection for Tori, because otherwise she is kind of relying on working by herself, and let me tell you, she does not work by herself. I found out the hard way. On the other hand, Keith, his comp is looking very, very tanky here. Westwind Executioner Shuri. Let's see, he went for Laika, the green Laika of all things. Wait, but Laika pushes the highest attack unit, which is Yulha, though. So that's an odd choice. Okay, now I don't know who is highest attack. Maybe Keith read that Tetsu was going to ban Yulha, and maybe he knows that his Arya is maybe highest attack and duels? I have no clue. But on the other hand, a fast Laika also sleeps on her as free, and that's very nice against both the RB and especially the Payra, who can dispel 2 debuffs. So let's see how this works out. Okay, I'm actually curious how this works now. So Laika outspeeds. These Laikas are usually 310 and up, so very nice. S2 of Laika dual attacks with the highest attack unit, and provides target. S3 sleeps. So he goes for the S3. I believe there's a second effect to the S3, but I forgot whether that was Death Break or not. It was speed down, I see. He misses though on both the Payra and the RB, and that's the huge downside of Laika. You need to hit to land the debuffs, if I'm not totally mistaken. Okay. So Keith is hoping that that she loses her stealth buff. Oh, Festive Eater did not lose her stealth buff, because if Festive Eater loses her stealth buff in this position, oh, never mind, I guess. Yeah, I think Keith is dead. Yeah, Keith is dead here. He's just gonna lose his festive. No, actually, yeah. I think you just go for Arya, get rid of her, and then Festive Eater just dies. They are very well done by Tetsu. Very well played. And for the next time, I don't know when the semi-finals will be played. Maybe it's today on Saturday, or in the night to Sunday for me, or next week. But yeah, we've got Alibi versus Hazama Ray. It's going to be very interesting. Both of them won very, very clearly. And then Magic Key versus Tetsu. Both incredibly interesting games. So let's see who makes it out into the finals. But that wraps up today's Epic 7 Masters video. This video is long enough, almost 1 hour 15. So thank you all for watching. I hope you liked my commentary, and we'll see each other next time. Bye bye.